Welcome to Damal Consult Career Academy. If you're preparing for an NHS manager interview at Band 6, 7, or 8 level, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll walk you through some of the most commonly asked NHS manager interview questions and, more importantly, how to answer them confidently and professionally. Whether you're applying for a clinical, operational, or administrative leadership role, understanding how to respond using the NHS values, leadership frameworks, and STAR method can make all the difference. So, grab a notepad, because by the end of this video, you'll be fully equipped to pass your NHS manager interview in 2025 with confidence and clarity. 1. How would you contribute to the Trust's overall strategy and vision? In my role as an NHS manager, I would contribute to the Trust's strategy by aligning my leadership, team objectives, and daily operations with the overarching goals set out in the Trust strategic plan. I understand that the NHS Trust strategy typically focuses on delivering safe, high-quality patient care, improving population health, reducing health inequalities, promoting innovation, and ensuring value for money. To support this vision, I would first ensure that my team understands and embraces the Trust's priorities. This means clearly communicating strategic goals and embedding them into individual and departmental performance objectives. For example, if a key part of the Trust's vision is to improve access and reduce waiting times, I would work on streamlining workflows, identifying bottlenecks, and encouraging continuous quality improvement initiatives within my service area. Furthermore, I believe that staff engagement is essential to delivering on strategy. I would foster a positive and inclusive working environment where team members feel valued and motivated to contribute ideas, knowing their work aligns with a bigger purpose. Through regular feedback sessions, I'd gather insights and ensure we are working collaboratively toward improvement targets. I also recognize the importance of using data and evidence to inform decision-making. I would contribute by monitoring KPIs relevant to the Trust's strategic goals, using this information to guide service redesign, enhance performance, and ensure we are accountable for the outcomes we deliver. Lastly, I would actively engage with stakeholders across departments and within the local health system, supporting integrated care models and contributing to initiatives that promote long-term sustainability. By doing so, I can help ensure that our services are not only clinically effective, but also financially and operationally aligned with the Trust's long-term vision. 2. Can you describe a time when you led a team through a significant change? Yes. In my previous role as a team lead within a healthcare service, I was responsible for overseeing the implementation of a new digital patient management system. Across our department, a significant shift from the manual and partially digital processes we were used to. The change was necessary to improve efficiency, reduce duplication of effort, and enhance patient data accuracy. But it was initially met with resistance from some staff due to concerns about the learning curve and disruption to workflows. To manage the transition effectively, I began by clearly communicating the vision and benefits of the change to the team, aligning the initiative with the broader organizational goals of improving patient safety and streamlining services. I then conducted one-on-one and group meetings to gather concerns, offer reassurances, and understand what support staff needed. Next, I created a structured implementation plan, which included phased training, pilot testing, and the assignment of system champions within each team to support their peers. I worked closely with our IT department and clinical leads to ensure any technical issues were resolved quickly and that staff had direct access to troubleshooting help during the rollout. Throughout the process, I monitored progress using feedback forms, usage reports, and informal check-ins. I also reported updates to senior management and made necessary adjustments to the timeline based on real-time challenges. The result was a smooth and successful implementation, with staff reporting improved confidence using the system within 3 weeks. and a measurable reduction in appointment scheduling errors and patient wait times by over 20% within the first 2 months. This experience reinforced the importance of inclusive leadership, ongoing communication, and empowering staff during periods of change. 3. How do you ensure quality and patient safety in your management decisions? In my role as a healthcare manager, ensuring quality and patient safety is at the core of every decision I make. I begin by aligning all decisions with national clinical guidelines, NHS frameworks such as the NHS Patient Safety Strategy, and internal trust policies. I believe in a proactive, data-driven approach, so routinely analyze key performance indicators, incident reports, patient feedback, and audit outcomes to identify areas of risk or improvement. For example, in a previous role, I noticed through audit data that medication errors were slightly above the trust's expected threshold. I collaborated with the pharmacy lead, nursing staff, and clinical educators to develop a targeted action plan. This included refresher training sessions on drug administration, simplifying documentation, workflows, and implementing a double-check system for high-risk medications. Within 2 months, we reduced errors by 40%, and staff engagement also improved due to the collaborative nature of the solution. Additionally, foster a culture of openness and continuous learning, where staff feel safe to report incidents or near misses without fear of blame. This supports early identification of risks and helps us implement preventative measures swiftly. I also ensure that patients are involved in quality improvement by integrating their feedback into service reviews and co-designing solutions with them where appropriate. Overall, I believe that patient safety and service quality are everyone's responsibility. As a manager, I lead by example, prioritizing clear communication, evidence-based practices, multidisciplinary collaboration, and consistent monitoring to create a safe, high-quality care environment. Before we proceed further in this video, if you're getting ready for an NHS manager interview, you need to be fully prepared, and we've got just what you need. Our ebook, 50 NHS Manager Interview Questions and Answers, is your perfect guide to interview success. It covers real questions and strong sample answers that will help you feel confident and ready to impress. Right now, it's available at a 70% discount. Yes, 70 off, for a limited time only. Get it today for 70% off. For this week only, the first 20 people to download will get the ebook at an exclusive 70% discount. To order, simply click the sealer or fourth wall link in the description of this video to download your copy. It's very affordable and easy to access. Need help or have questions? Chat with our online customer care on WhatsApp or send us an email. Don't miss out, download your copy today and ace your NHS manager interview. Now, let's get back to the video. 4. Tell us about a time you dealt with a difficult team member or conflict at work. In my previous role as a department coordinator, I encountered a situation where a senior team member consistently resisted changes that were part of a trust-wide service improvement initiative. The changes included implementing a new rota system and updating workflows to improve patient throughput. This individual was openly vocal during meetings and would often ignore agreed action points, which began to affect team morale and service efficiency. To address this, I scheduled a one-on-one meeting in a neutral setting, where I encouraged an open and honest discussion. I listened actively to understand their concerns, which were rooted in a fear of increased workload and a belief that the new processes would reduce the quality of patient care. I acknowledged their concerns and explained the rationale behind the changes, including how we plan to monitor outcomes and adjust based on feedback. I also reassured them that their input was valuable and invited them to be part of the pilot review group so they could help shape the rollout. Over time, their resistance shifted into cooperation. They became more engaged, contributed useful suggestions, and even supported other colleagues in adapting to the new process. The conflict was resolved through empathy, clear communication, and inclusive leadership. This experience reinforced the importance of addressing conflict early, understanding the root causes, and engaging team members through transparency and shared ownership skills that are essential in any NHS managerial role. 5. How do you promote equality, diversity, and inclusion within your team? Promoting equality, diversity, and inclusion is a fundamental part of my leadership approach and aligns closely with the NHS values of respect, compassion, and working together for patients. In my previous managerial role, I ensured that every team member felt valued, respected, and heard regardless of their background, ethnicity, gender, religion, age, or ability. One key way I promote ED is through inclusive recruitment and development practices. I actively support fair and transparent hiring processes, ensuring that shortlisting and interviews are conducted without bias and based strictly on merit. I also encourage staff development equally by providing access to training, mentorship, and leadership opportunities, particularly for those from underrepresented groups. I also foster an inclusive team culture by encouraging open dialogue and making space for diverse perspectives. For example, I introduced regular team check-ins and anonymous feedback mechanisms where staff could safely raise concerns or suggestions, including those related to discrimination or unconscious bias. I also arranged for the team to participate in equality and unconscious bias training, which helped create greater awareness and empathy in how we interact with both colleagues and patients. When managing services, I ensure policies and practices are designed to meet the needs of diverse patient populations, including making reasonable adjustments and working with community outreach teams to improve access to care. Ultimately, believe an inclusive and diverse team only improves morale and collaboration, but also leads to better, more equitable outcomes for patients. As an NHS manager, I continuously assess and challenge myself and others to uphold these principles and create a safe, fair, and respectful working environment for all. 6. What leadership style do you adopt, and how has it helped you achieve results? In my role as a healthcare manager, I primarily adopt a transformational leadership style, which focuses on inspiring, motivating, and developing staff to reach their full potential, while aligning their goals with the broader vision of the NHS. I believe in leading by example, being approachable, and fostering an environment of trust and collaboration. This leadership style has helped me build strong, motivated teams that are committed to delivering high-quality patient care. For instance, in my previous role, I was responsible for implementing a new patient triage system aimed at reducing wait times. Rather than enforcing the changes top-down, engaged the team early, facilitated open discussions, encouraged feedback, and involved staff at every stage of the rollout. By doing this, I empowered the team, addressed resistance, and increased ownership of the change. As a result, we not only achieved a 25% reduction in triage waiting times, but also improved staff satisfaction and morale. Additionally, complement this approach with elements of situational leadership, adjusting my management style based on the needs and experience levels of individual team members. This flexibility has enabled me to support underperforming staff with coaching, while giving more autonomy to high performers, which boosts both productivity and development. Ultimately, my leadership approach fosters a culture of accountability, shared purpose, and continuous improvement, key components for driving effective results within the NHS. 7. How do you manage performance and ensure staff are meeting objectives? In my role as a healthcare manager, I believe that effective performance management begins with setting clear, measurable objectives that align with both team goals and the broader priorities of the trust. At the start of each cycle, I ensure that staff understand what is expected of them by conducting one-to-one meetings where we agree on individual targets based on SMART, criteria-specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. To ensure continued progress, I implement regular performance reviews and feedback sessions. These reviews are not only opportunities to measure outcomes, but also to understand the challenges my team may be facing. If someone is falling behind, I take a supportive and proactive approach, identifying training needs or resource gaps and providing coaching or mentorship as needed. I also recognize and celebrate high performers to maintain morale and motivation across the team. In one of my previous roles, for example, I led a service improvement initiative, where performance targets around patient throughput were not being met. After analyzing data and consulting with staff, I revised our workflow processes, provided targeted training, and introduced a simple daily huddle system to track team progress. Within 3 months, we exceeded our targets and maintained those results through continued monitoring and support. I also use tools like appraisal systems, audits, and KPIs to track outcomes, all while encouraging an open-door culture where staff feel heard and valued. Ultimately, performance management for me is about continuous development, shared accountability, and a positive working environment that drives both staff satisfaction and service excellence. 8. Describe a situation where you had to manage competing priorities or tight deadlines. In my previous role as a healthcare project coordinator, I was responsible for implementing a new digital patient feedback system across multiple departments within the trust. At the same time, I was managing an ongoing quality improvement initiative that involved monthly audits and reporting to senior leadership. Both projects had strict deadlines, and failure to deliver on either could have impacted service performance and compliance ratings. To manage the situation effectively, I started by reviewing both project timelines and breaking them down into smaller, manageable milestones. I met with both teams involved and clearly communicated the challenges we were facing with competing priorities. I then reallocated certain tasks based on team members' strengths and availability, and introduced a shared calendar system to track key deadlines, dependencies, and deliverables. I also kept senior managers updated regularly so they could offer additional support or adjust expectations if needed. Although the workload was intense, I ensured that each day was carefully planned, with time allocated to critical tasks. I also built in short contingency windows to handle unexpected delays. As a result, we launched the digital feedback system on time, which led to a 30% increase in patient engagement within the first quarter. Simultaneously, we completed the QI project ahead of schedule and met all reporting deadlines. This experience reinforced the importance of prioritization, clear communication, delegation, and time management, particularly in a fast-paced NHS environment. It also taught me to remain calm under pressure while focusing on solutions and maintaining high standards of care and governance. 9. How do you incorporate NHS values into your everyday leadership and decision-making? Incorporating NHS values into my everyday leadership and decision-making is central to how I lead and manage teams. The NHS values such as respect and dignity, commitment to quality of care, compassion, improving lives, working together for patients, and everyone count serve as my guiding principles. Firstly, I lead by example, demonstrating respect and dignity in all interactions with staff, patients, and stakeholders. I foster an environment where everyone feels valued and heard, ensuring open communication and inclusivity. For instance, when making decisions, I actively seek input from diverse team members, encouraging collaboration and different perspectives to achieve the best patient outcomes. Commitment to quality and patient safety is always at the forefront. I embed this by setting clear standards and expectations for my team and consistently monitoring performance against these standards. When faced with challenging decisions, I prioritize patient welfare and safety, ensuring that every choice aligns with delivering the highest quality care. Compassion is reflected in how I support my team through challenges and recognize their efforts. By understanding individual circumstances and promoting well-being, I create a supportive workplace that enables staff to perform at their best. Additionally, I incorporate the value of everyone counts by ensuring fairness and equity in resource allocation, staff development opportunities, and decision-making processes. This ensures that services are accessible and tailored to meet diverse patient needs. Overall, the NHS values are not just principles I speak about, but are integrated into my leadership style and operational decisions daily. This approach not only promotes a positive culture, but also drives improved patient care and staff satisfaction. 10. What strategies would you use to improve patient experience and service delivery? In my role as an NHS manager, improving patient experience and service delivery is always a top priority. To achieve this, I would implement a multifaceted strategy, focusing on patient-centered care, staff engagement, and continuous quality improvement. Firstly, I believe in actively listening to patients' feedback through surveys, focus groups, and patient forums. Understanding patients' needs and concerns helps identify areas where service delivery can be enhanced. I would ensure that this feedback is regularly reviewed and acted upon by the team. Secondly, staff engagement is crucial. I would foster a positive, supportive environment where all team members feel valued and empowered to contribute ideas for improving care. By providing regular training and encouraging open communication, the team can work more effectively and deliver compassionate care. Thirdly, I would implement robust quality improvement initiatives using data-driven approaches. For example, analyzing patient wait times, treatment outcomes, and complaint trends helps identify bottlenecks or service gaps. I would collaborate with clinical and administrative teams to develop targeted action plans, monitor progress, and adjust as needed. Lastly, I would promote the integration of technology to streamline processes, for instance, electronic health records to improve information sharing and telehealth services to increase accessibility. Overall, by combining patient feedback, staff empowerment, quality improvement techniques, and technology, I would strive to create a service environment that consistently meets and exceeds patient expectations, improving both experience and outcomes. Do you have questions for us? Thank you for the opportunity to ask questions. Yes, I do have a few that I hope will help me understand the role and the trust better. Could you please share what the key priorities are for the team or department in the next 6 to 12 months? Also, how does the trust support ongoing professional development and leadership growth for managers at this level? Lastly, could you tell me more about the team culture and how collaboration is encouraged across different departments? Thanks for watching this NHS Manager Interview Guide from Damal Consult Career Academy. We hope these sample questions and model answers have given you the tools and confidence you need to excel in your Band 6, 7, or 8 NHS interview. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest career tips and interview prep videos. Drop your questions in the comments and let us know what interview topics you'd like us to cover next. Best of luck in your NHS journey, and remember, with the right preparation, you can absolutely succeed.